7 Animals That Heal Us. Biophilia has arrived. Part 2 of 2 by Luminous Mountain. As biophilia becomes pervasive, animals we depend on will evolve. Lab rats have been known to use hooks to get food, and captive parrots use pebbles to crack seashells. In the wild, they don't know these skills. Those who directly care for animals like veterinarians, zoologists, and pet lovers have to learn not only to bond but to deeply communicate with their animals. Many attest that the horse is the best communicator. Horses as healers. The benefits of horseback riding were noted by the Greek physician Galen 1800 years ago. By 19th century, French and American doctors have recorded the neuromuscular benefits extensively. But it was only in the 1950s that horseback riding took the world by storm. Lise Hartel, a Danish dressage champion in 1943, contracted polio in 1944 while pregnant at the age of 23. Her paralysis did not stop her. She trained hard and rehabilitated herself with her beloved horses. Hartel went to become Danish champions in the 50s and win 2 Olympic equestrian silver medals for Denmark in 1952 and 1956. Today, horses are not only used for therapeutic riding, but have been used for mental health as well. Individuals with dementia, depression, and autism have been known to benefit from horse-assisted therapy. Touching a dog is emotionally enriching, but touching, grooming, and riding a horse creates a social space for a special non-human relationship to occur. Both dogs and horses communicate differently. As horses are very sensitive and communicative animals, the horse used for healing has to be specially trained, as overwhelmed, traumatic individuals need skillful handling, more so if we want a horse to assist. Leeches as healers. Leeches for bloodletting has been documented in Sushruta's Ayurvedic text 2000 years ago. Prior to the European Renaissance 15th century, leeching was used to treat almost all ailments. Leeching went into disrepute by end of 19th century, but making a comeback today. USA, Germany, and Russia have large biofarms where medicinal leeches are bred for export. Russia is the world leader in this field. While USA focuses on leech ability to prevent blood clot in reconstructive surgical attachments of nose, fingers, and ears, Russia applied leeching more widely, akin to description in Asian traditional medicines. A leech is placed on an affected area for a painless bite. After piercing the skin and releasing the saliva, the blood-sucking process will go on for 30 to 40 minutes, thereafter leaving a Y-shaped bite on the skin. The leech saliva has more than 100 biocompounds that have been shown to have clinical benefits for arthritis, varicose veins, poor ulcer healing, hypertension, glaucoma, lower back pain, and acute sprains. As in bee venom therapy, the safety issues are a major concern. Practitioners should be well trained to deal with allergic reactions to the leech saliva, as well as the possibility of bacterial infections. Maggots as healers. Dr. Dominique Larrey, Napoleon's military physician, noted that soldiers in a battlefield with maggot-infested wounds did not have fever, while those without maggots died quickly. Prior to the discovery of systemic antibiotics in 1934 Germany, maggots were used to clean and treat wounds during wars. By 1940s, maggot therapy was abandoned due to the wide availability of antibiotics. Today, with more antibiotic-resistant conditions, maggots are being welcomed back. Medicinal maggots are produced in about 24 labs mainly in US, UK and Israel and shipped to at least 30 countries. Maggots of the green bottlefly Lucilia sericata, found worldwide in coastal areas, are placed directly on wounds. They secrete digestive enzymes, melting the necrotic tissues before ingesting the liquefied protein. This debridement process not only removes dead tissues, but also disinfect and stimulate new tissue growth. It is reported that about 33% of patients feel pain as the maggots grow, crawl, and bite on the open wounds. However, many patients willingly accept the pain and anxiously face these yucky creatures as they notice the speedy healing of their chronic wounds. Many would also like to avoid the possibility of amputations. Parasitic worms as healers. In the late 19th century, British physicians noted that hay fever, pollen allergy, prevailed in the wealthy educated, but rarely experienced by farmers who were exposed to pollens. Scientists soon realized that industrialization was too fast for human genetics to catch up to the changes. Tiny old friends inside us were not around anymore when we got modernized and sanitized too quickly. These old friends, like the gut bacteria and parasitic worms, were living within us interdependently to maintain a healthy immune system. Not having them has given rise to many kinds of inflammatory autoimmune diseases. If this hygiene hypothesis is true, then reintroducing these ancient friends will directly treat these devastating diseases. Today, there is an active underground movement that introduces parasitic worms into the bodies. Two kinds of worms are used in helminth therapy. The pigweed worm, Trichuris suis ova, or TSO, mainly for Crohn's disease and colitis, and the human hookworm, Nicartor americanus, for multiple sclerosis. Both are expertly administered with careful monitoring of dosage and expose time. The pig TSO is consumed directly, while the human hookworms are to penetrate the skin, then coughed up and swallowed. The efficacies of both are amazing, thus gaining global attention. Japan, USA, and UK are pursuing various research, but New Zealand's Malagan Institute is probably the most active in human clinical trials today. Here concludes an overview of 7 animals that act as healers to some of our debilitating health issues. It is encouraging to see the moving away from our naively egocentric to a more ecocentric view of life. Interspecies bonding is expanding. Plants and animals have long been used to heal, but we use it one-sidedly as egocentric consumers. A bidirectional way calls for partnership with our non-human friends. Interspecies bonding must evolve to deeper communication, not only with animals and plants, but to include all other beings proposed in the Buddhist wheel of life: devas, asuras, pretas, and naraka beings. For this to happen, we must refine our mind to embrace the dual narratives of logos and mythos, and experience the unity within through inner cultivation, the most basic of which is meditation. Start by doing what is necessary, then what is possible, and suddenly you are doing the impossible. St. Francis of Assisi. If you have gained value from this work, always give others the opportunity to reap this value too. Sharing is caring, and caring brings fortune.